What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the past series for the final time this season. Welcome to Homestead, Miami Speedway, the final race on the 2006 past series schedule. Oh boy, this is gonna get good. We have 4 drivers mathematically. I cannot speak. 4 drivers mathematically eligible. Can I English, please? Eligible to win the championship. One is a long shot, but still possible. 2 of them are actually long shots, but still possible. And they need pretty much for Frank Kimmel to finish last or somewhere around last. So their best hope is if he has an issue with the car or something, and wrecks out or something. And Blake Borkland just needs to finish ahead of the 46 car and hope that it's enough. He needs quite a few spots over the 46. So here we go. Pole sitter is Stephen Wallace with Jason Jarrett to his outside. This is an interesting starting lineup, or at least the front row. Green flag back in the air. We're racing. Or in the air for the first time. We are racing from Homestead, Miami Speedway. It's time to decide a champion in the Pro-Am Superstocks series. Contact. Kimmel got into the back of Gerhardt. 3 wide down the front straightaway. They have survived lap 1. Oh man, 4 wide, 5 wide through turns 1 and 2. And that's not going to end well. They're wrecking behind them. Big crash. Deborah Renshaw involved in her first start. Andy Belmont, among others. And more wrecking, heading down into turn 3. It's the 7 of Andrew Myers. A crazy first lap, or second lap, from Homestead, Miami. And any of your championship contenders involved? We're looking through the field, checking to see if any of them were in fact involved in this wreck. One thing I'm just now noticing though is that the 04. Okay, yes he is. I was about to say, Brent Sherman didn't qualify for the race. Yes he did. So he's in. Any of the championship contenders. There's Blake Borkland, Ryan Howard. So all 4 of them are in. So let's go back and take a look at what just happened here. Brent Sherman riding around towards the back, taking it kind of easy, doesn't want to wreck his car. Hoping for the best. 5 wide, down the 4 wide, down the backstretch. So they made it out of that alive somehow. But behind them, a big wreck. I mean, one car got airborne. Let's see who it was. They just run out of room. I think they were 5 wide back here as well. Yeah, they were 5 wide. And Will Vaught gets into the back of Brad Cole. They were looking at 6 wide almost. Vaught gets into Coleman. And they all just run out of room. Oh man, hard hits for everybody involved right there. In the 37 gets on top of the 62. It's a wild ride for Will Vaught. Deborah Renshaw in the 75 sliding along there as well. The 77 of Reed Sorensen. Just some crazy stuff here from Homestead, Miami. Oh my goodness, a hard hit. Now what happened further down? I'm not sure. It looks like just 4 wide and they ran out of room. 3 wide and they ran out of room. Johnny Leonard gets clipped, goes up the track, collects The 91 of Christy Passmore, the 98 of Aaron Crocker. And then Aaron just gets nailed by the 7 of Andrew Myers. Mike Harmon is collected there as well. Flies into the inside wall. Back up across the track. So, an update on your championship contenders. The 04 Brent Sherman made it through. The 32 of Blake Borkland makes it through. The 46 of Frank Kimmel is good. The 59 of Ryan Howard is also good. So let's jump on forward. Green flag back into the air. No lap cars restarting on the inside for championship weekend. Here we go. 3 wide. More 3. Oh no! Kimmel into the wall. Big crash at the front of the field. Oh, Gerhardt hard into the inside wall. And they're still stacking up on the front straightaway as they try to check up. Frank Kimmel has damage. Look at the right side of that car. Pancake. The 47 of Ryan Foster's torn up. His day looks to be done. There's heavy smoke rolling from that car. The 32 of Blake Borkland. This is exactly what he needed out of Frank Kimmel. But Kimmel's car doesn't look to be too badly torn up. As long as it's just right side damage. Whoops. As long as that engine isn't hurt, he should be alright. And be able to stay just enough ahead to hang on to this championship. But what happened here? 3 wide, racing for the lead and racing for 4th at the same time. Both end up in similar wrecks that pretty much mirror each other. Looking at what happened towards the front, Jason Jarrett tries to slide up in front of the 08. No, he's getting tight. He's being forced up the track by the 21, and he slides up and collects the 08. And then the 21 gets clipped by the rear end of the 67 car. So all 3 of your top 3 get caught up right there. And then TJ Bell on the inside looking for 4th place. He's coming from 6th on the inside, and he's going to turn hard left to avoid this wreck. He goes from 6th to 1st in 1 corner. How about that for TJ Bell? Bet he wasn't expecting any of that. Meanwhile, Brian Keselowski slides up as he saw Bell pretty much the same thing as in front of them. Keselowski slides up into the 46. Kimmel is actually lucky he hit the wall because he slowed down just a little bit, and that allowed him to check up in time to avoid the wreck. So he slips through. But man, Bobby Gerhardt took a huge hit into that inside safer barrier. Watch, he gets hooked by Mike Cook right into the inside wall. Hard hit for Gerhardt. His day is done in that 5 car. So were any of your championship contenders involved? We are about to check. Blake Borkland is fine. Frank Kimmel, right side damage, but otherwise seems to be fine. Ryan Howard doesn't seem to have any damage on his car. Oh, wait a minute. Ryan Howard has a little bit of damage on the front end, but doesn't look serious. I think he might have gotten caught up in that little stack up. Oh, just a little bit right there against the side of the 21. And the 04 of Brent Sherman's fine as well. He's got no damage on that car. So he's fine. They're good. They're going to keep it rolling. Oh boy. Okay, so here we go. Green flag back in the air. We're racing once again here from Homestead. Blake Borkland looking for the lead. Needs to maximize the points that he gets. and needs to minimize the amount of points that Frank Kimmel gets. But if we keep wrecking like this, there won't be enough cars to stick between those two. And I think Frank Kimmel knows that. He's taking it easy. He's laying back there. Josh Krug making the move underneath that 97 car. Damon Lusk in the 65 up there as well. Oh, squeezing together 3 wide. This might not end well. They somehow made it out of that without wrecking. The 9 of Matt Hagens goes to the front. Not for long. Here comes TJ Bell on the high side. Josh Krug on the low side. Brent Sherman. Contact. And the end of the wall goes to 4 of Lagasse. He's going to get hit hard. He gets clobbered by the 49. And Ryan Howard is out. So that's one championship contender down, and they are piling into it, heading into turn 3. Goodness. Carnage here at Homestead Miami Speedway. This has always been a wild one, because multi-groove racing, everybody has a run. Everybody wants to try to maximize their momentum. And it often leads to drivers going for the same piece of real estate at times, and it just doesn't work out at all. And we see it once again right there. If they funneled off of turn 2, just get jumbled up, stacked on top of each other to 0-4, trying to slide underneath. Not as much grip on the bottom as there is up top, but it's the faster way around as if he can slide job somebody, and he was trying to hang on to it down there, keep it down low, couldn't quite. Slides up, washes up the racetrack just enough, gets into the 65 and sets off a huge wreck. Brent Sherman saves it. Blake Borkland escapes. The same cannot be said further back. It's the 4 of Chase Miller. Collects the 49 as he's sliding along. Poor Todd Bodine had nowhere to go, and that shot Bodine's car right into the path of the 59, who had absolutely nowhere to go. Did not see that coming at all. Poor Ryan Howard. Nothing he could do in that situation. That car is killed. And then Mike Harmon got into it. And here comes Justin Allgaier slamming on the brakes, has to go high to avoid it, just gets clobbered by Jason Hedleski, and then gets another one from Andy Belmont as they were trying to shoot the gap on the high side and make it through. Just got stacked up there. So Frank Kimmel, smart decision to not risk it. They have fixed the right side of that car pretty well. Honestly, I'm not even sure how, but they did. Green flag back in the air. Josh Krug, your race leader. How about that for Josh Krug? But that might not last for long. 3 wide. Championship contenders beating and banging. Off turn 2 and go. Oh no! Blake Borkland goes into the wall. He is done. Oh, huge hit. Ricky Sanders got into him there. Oh, man. Blake Borkland is not going to win the championship here today. So close. But gets taken out by another championship contender in the 04 of Brent Sherman. And Race Control is going to be looking at that. They're going to review it and say there may have been some aggressive driving on Sherman's part, trying to eliminate his competition and win the championship by any means. And no, I mean, Sherman went down there, he held his line. It looks like the 32 came down just a little bit, got into the door of that 04 car and loosened them up, and then the 04 starts chasing it up the track. They slide up into the 9, and the 04 slides up trying to save it, and he hangs on to the car and takes the lead from Josh Krug. But man, sets off a big wreck behind him. And the 32 would have been fine if he didn't ricochet off the outside wall. He bounces off the wall there. Slides down into the path of the 17. Nowhere for AJ Henriksen to go. Hits the 32 car right in the door. And he's going to slide along backwards. And behind them, there was actually another wreck that just didn't happen. They were 4 wide, and the 90 goes into the wall. And it noses it in just a little bit. Keeps it straight. Has some damage to that car, so does the 23. Went into the wall with him. And, man, watch this. 32. Sliding along. And bang! Ricky Sanders. Ricky Sanders is trying to drive away from that first incident. Gets more damage, and I don't think he was able to really turn too well because he had some pretty significant damage to the right front. So already, it's that 4 cautions now. Man, this has been a wild one for sure. So anyways, yeah, here we go. Green flag back in the air. We're racing once again. Brent Sherman with a huge jump. Here comes Josh Krug looking back underneath the 97 of Val Wolf. Valerio moving up to the Money Grand National Series next season. So we'll see how that goes. Here comes the 65 of Damon Lusk. Wide. Here comes Frank Kimmel. He's decided this is his perfect opportunity to get out there and go race. And he's going to cause a wreck and wrecks the 97 and multiple others. 4 wide in a turn 1, and it did not work. But Kimmel pretty much has the championship locked up. There's a lot of cars out of this race. So mathematically, the 04 is not able to win the championship. Brent Sherman's just trying to go for another win at this point. Frank Kimmel has locked up the championship because all of his other competition is wrecked out. Ryan Howard and Blake Borklin are both done for the day. And Brent Sherman is too far back to really win the championship now. So Frank Kimmel, trying to work his way back up to the front and possibly get in position to win, causes more damage to himself. And big time damage on other cars. The 97 of Val Wolf, driver from Mack Motorsports in that Monster Energy number 97 car, that Ford. And I mean, they were all stacking up. And actually, Kimmel was being shoved off into the corner by the 14. And yeah, I can't tell if there was contact entering the turn. I think he was getting a push. But when they were in the corner, there was no contact being made. I think the air from that 14 car being there just took the air off the 46's spoiler. Upset that car just a little bit. He gets a little loose, and they were about 5 wide entering the corner anyway. Everybody gets bunched up, and into the wall they go. And the 97 slides. Not any serious damage, just the rear end being a little bit out of shape. The 6 of Dexter Bean looks to be done for today. That car's smoking heavily. Man, that was Blake Borklin's chance too. He had it. He had a pretty good shot to win the title here today, and not anymore. Can't believe it. Got a handful of laps left here. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. Only a handful of cars left in this race. Oh boy. 3 wide already heading down into turn 1. They sorted that out pretty quickly, so never mind. Josh Allison in the 64 car working his way to the inside of Michael Volk. Oh no, not again. Oh, into the wall goes Allison, but he saves it. They're gonna keep it straight. Oh, and almost comes down into Brian Keselowski, but yeah, they're fine. They're keeping it straight. Back there, your champion, as he has it pretty much locked up here. So Brent Sherman leads with pretty much no competition at this point. Here comes Stephen Wallace underneath the 9. Gonna try to take it on the inside. The 9 has a great runoff. The high side on exit. Matt Hagan's gonna have to have another strong corner. Usually it only takes 2 turns for the guy on the inside to prevail. Stephen Wallace trying to hang on. Excuse the sound of my excuse the sound of my chair squeaking. As usual, as I move around quite a lot. I'm trying to get comfortable. We're just gonna jump through. There's no real action anymore. Now we got some action. They're racing for the lead. And now we're catching the lap cars to 70 with Justin Dirks. 04 Brent Sherman takes the lead. Here comes the 9 and the 61 battling for second behind them. 61's going to slide in line just behind. Now where are they going to go? Side by side. 2 lap cars right in front of them. Oh boy. Dirty air. A bit of a factor in that as well. Oh boy. Justin Dirks gives the leader, I guess you could say, the preferred lane on the top, but he's actually putting up a good fight down there. And he clears the 04. Not sure what the point is in trying to stay on the lead lap at this point. I'm pretty sure a little bit down on power anyways, but we'll see. I mean, lap car still looks fairly clean, and it doesn't look to be down on power. So if we do get a late caution, which is highly unlikely, look at how spread out this is, and how little cars are left on the track. Dirk's going back to the inside. Why is he trying to retake the lead? I'm so confused about that. We got another lap car, Frank Caphammer, and that's going to open the door. Here comes Matt Hagens, and here comes the 61 of Stephen Wallace as well. Hagens going back to the front. Here comes Wallace. The 04 now crosses him over. He's looking back to the inside, going back to the front. Brent Sherman clearly has the strongest car right now. It's actually 2 laps to go now. Coming around to the white flag. Final lap of the season here from Homestead. Brent Sherman looking for a second win of the season. And he's going to get it here today from Homestead. Lap car going to his inside once again. Justin Dirks, I guess, just wants one more lap. We got one wrecking on the front straightaway right in front of your leaders is Christy Passmore. But Brent Sherman does take the checkered flag and he wins. What happened to Christy Passmore right there at the end? She's going to finish the race a lap down now, but had a shot to finish on the lead lap before getting turned around 3 wide. This doesn't work well, and she goes into the wall along with the 4 Chase Miller. So that's what happened. Val Wolf gets by. That's another spot for her. Were they even fighting for position? Yeah, that was a battle for 18th. Val Wolf doesn't get a position. And they were laps behind her. But, well then, let's take a look at your final point standings after this race. Frank Kimmel is your champion of the 2006 Pass Series season. 72 points over Blake Borkland. 107 points over Brent Sherman, who's in the 3rd place in the points, and 184 points over Ryan Howard, who falls to 4th. That's gonna do it. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe. See y'all next time, next season. And until then,